Farm Bureau. So, Lee, this is the time of year, we were talking about injuries just a second ago, where everybody's got them. And if you are healthy, you are in a great position. And if you're not, you're either trying to get back there or just hanging on for dear life.
Yeah, I mean, look, a lot of teams, you got guys playing. And, I mean, there's some teams that don't even report injuries as far as, if they're just nicked up. So a lot of guys that are hitting the tubs pretty good early in the week to get healthy.
Yeah, no question. Let's jump in and talk about some of these games. We'll start with the Ole Miss Liberty game. That's an 11 a.m. kickoff in Oxford. I mentioned a second ago, there's some people that were surprised that this was only a 9.5-point line. What's the reason for that? Is it the injury situation at Ole Miss, or is there something else?
Well, I think that's a large part. I mean, they don't hit on explosive plays right now. You watch this team, and you got a quarterback that, is banged up. So when you have your skill players that can't produce these big plays, it's a combination. Also, I can tell you this from talking to coaches. Trust me, Hugh Freeze has spent probably triple the amount of time normally game planning for this game. Means that much. And if there's any way he can find something, normally he's probably got 15, 20 plays. He's probably got 35, 40 plays he thinks it'll work. And he's probably scripting it out. And just crazy that Liberty returned all 11 starters on offense, 9 on defense. They're just like Coastal Carolina, just not the same team. But I think you're going to see I don't know if they're A-plus effort. I think you'll see their A effort here. I think Ole Miss wins the game in a shootout, 45-42, but I'd take the 9.5 here in Liberty at Mutual.
45-42. And here's the crazy thing. If Hugh Freeze hadn't spent all week searching his own name on Twitter, he probably could have drawn up 50 or 60 of those plays that you're talking about.
Trust me, he last 2 or 3 weeks in advance, he was looking at game film, seeing what he could do to take advantage of it. So he might even try a trick play or two here also. Yeah.
That would not be shocking. Arkansas is a 5-point, 45-42. Whew. Be some heartburn at Vaught Hemingway if that's the case on Saturday. Arkansas is a 5-point favorite at home against Mississippi State. We've talked this week about the fact that the Razorbacks basically had 3 weeks to get ready for this game. After Auburn, they play Alabama State or Arkansas Pine Bluff, I beg your pardon, and then they're off last week, so they've had a chance to get healthy.
Yeah, and Mississippi State here, they were able to keep Will Levis guessing last week, and don't think they're going to be able to do that versus a dual threat quarterback here. So you got a guy here in KJ Jefferson that can hit on some big plays, running and also throwing the ball. They've got some dynamic receivers that can get down the field, and another team, like I said, probably healthy or as healthy as they've ever been since week 2 or week 3. And I just think that the big plays might be the difference here. I like Arkansas 30-23.
Arkansas outright, not only covering, but winning and covering, 30-23 touchdown win. You haven't seen enough from Mississippi State the last few weeks with kind of advancing in what they're doing offensively?
No, I think they look better and better. I just think it's a bad spot. You're facing a team that's, basically had 3 weeks to get ready for the game. So I think Arkansas also, they went to a point where their depth, they're facing better teams, and, teams had seen what they could do best. And sometimes it's almost like starting their second season. So I think Mississippi State's the better team. I just think the scheduling dynamics are working against them.
A little short on time. I want to get to 2 more games, but first I want you to tell folks what they can get at Paramount Sports this week.
Well, looking for a bounce back. Had a rough week on Saturday, $77. 5 on Sunday, $55. So you can play either one, or you can start off with college. And if we win, move on to Saturday, ParamountSports.com.
All right, let's get a quick thought on Alabama. Big favorite, 28.5 against LSU. Feels like Alabama can name their score. Is this one of those where Nick Saban's got it circled?
I think so. And if they say that margin of victory doesn't count in the college football playoff rankings, I think they're lying. And I think that he still wants to send a message for 2 years ago. He did it last year. He probably wants to double or triple that message. He wants to send the message to the next coach coming in. And LSU tried to run the ball last week, shorten the game, only mustered 77 yards. What are they going to get? 60, 70 yards on Alabama? I like Alabama big, 50-15.
Ooh, 50-15.
Yep.
And then finally, Texas A&M and Auburn. Aggies a 4-point favorite at home. This one looks physical going in. What do we get? We got 30 seconds left.
Yeah, so I think that you've got a team here in Auburn with Bo Nix has been better on the road. He has been cutting down on turnovers. He did beat LSU and Arkansas, but he's going to face a defense that's 2 steps up. And you also got Jimbo Fisher, extra bye week to prepare, come up with some good stuff here. Auburn lost by 8 on the road to Penn State. I think they lose by double digits, 30-20 to Auburn.
All right, so he's got Alabama covering, Texas A&M covering at home, Ole Miss winning but not covering, and Mississippi State losing, and Arkansas covering in Fayetteville.